But alright, we told our buddy John that we'd do this, but the old rustic reviewer, go check out his stuff, one word. But
link's at the bottom.
Yeah, we'll put a link for the rustic reviewer down here. And but we wanted to do it a while back, we just never got around to doing it.
We wanted to do it when we were thinking about releasing CDs with a DVD, with footage of the band and all that stuff, because we were always talking about bundle packages with albums. Like, it's so much cooler when the band comes out with not just the CD, but like a whole book or something special, like a special edition that has extra discs of bonus content. And that's where the idea of doing a commentary came from.
So this is the track by track commentary for our album Cheddarpon. And first, before we start talking about the tracks, we're going to talk about the conception of this album and how it evolved, because it took us 6 years to finish.
Alright, I remember at first,
it was 2008, summer 2008.
First we were thinking, I wanted something that sounds totally different, and I said you should check out Mars Volta, and then he buys all their albums and he says, I want it to sound like this.
Yeah, I was like, dude, we gotta make it sound like Mars Volta, man.
So
like,
we can
all
probably do that. We
crazy
were
and
thinking
shit
about this concept album. We didn't even know what it was about yet.
And then we get in the studio, and we couldn't sound like Mars Volta.
But I remember where the title of the album came from. You were going to the store, and
we were gonna make burritos.
Yeah.
And I had to get tampons.
And I said Cheddarpon, and
Yeah.
it just
We're
clicked.
like,
I said
it
that's the
started
name
as
of the
cheese
album.
and tampons. You gotta go to the store to get cheese and tampons. And then Zach says Cheddarpon, and we're like, dude, it like just clicked, and we're like, that's gonna be like the name of it. And
don't take that name and try to make an Xbox profile, people, because I want it. I've already have Vingar on all platforms. That's cool that I actually have the same fucking gamer tag on Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox.
so, summer of 2008, you had been living with us a couple months.
It was about 5 or 6 months.
And we go in the studio, and I remember when we first started, if already it had only been maybe a year or two since that South Park episode where it followed the lice in everybody's head and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, we were coming up with the concept, and we were like, oh, it kind of sounds like that, but then let's just make it bigger than that. Let's have them meet, because it started off, it was like, it's going to be about a little crab. The concept of the album, alright,
It's crotch crab.
it's a fucking crotch crab.
On a nasty hoarder's body.
Yeah, and the lady is named Lily, and she is infested. She's a disgusting, nasty person. Her house is disgusting. Her body's disgusting.
She's every venereal disease known to man.
She's riddled with disease, parasites, bugs, fleas, you name it, it's on her.
She's pretty much dying.
And yeah, she's dying. And Vingar, the main little crab dude, like, we came up with the idea that she shaves it all off, and there's only one crab left, and he just ventures around her body, meeting other parasites.
And that's as far as we got.
Yeah, that's as far as we got. And then I went in the studio one morning. Zach and Stas were at work, and I had smoked a lot of weed, and I recorded
For some reason, that's essential.
yeah, I recorded razor blade shampoo, and I came up with the idea based off of a scene from The Simpsons we were watching the night before. It was like Homer.
Like season 10 or something.
All I remember was like Homer was talking all sad, and there was this like French dude behind him playing an accordion, and I'm like, I want it to sound like that. And like then like when I was playing it that next morning, I started to think of like old Tom Waits stuff. And
But you said you tried to channel your Master Splinter.
yeah, like in his voice, it was like as if Master Splinter was singing. But so that kind of like doing that one song kind of helped cement what the idea was, and it turned into all the songs are saying the lyrics are like through the perspective of the parasites. So when he says God's hand came down, like to them, their God is the body, and their land is the body. So their entire country is Lillian, and she came down to shampoo her junk before she shaved it, and so to them, this God's hands coming down and just fucking holy cleansing the land, man, just killing everything. And so Vingar,
You know what? You should have built an ark.
that would have been funny. And so
Vingar, you should have built an ark.
Vingar just travels around, and it turned into sort of a slight metaphor for like how the world is today, with we're using all the resources and shit, we're running out of oil. So like the whole metaphor is Lillian represents our world, and all the parasites have used up her body as far as they can, and all the Vingar's trying to find a new home, but everyone else is telling him that the land is dying, that he needs to leave. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's the basic premise. But I remember we recorded a couple songs in 2008.
I remember the Mayor. I had the Mayor.
Yeah, and it's a totally different version
Totally different song.
than what's on the actual album.
We did the Mayor. We did the Fungi and Fungus.
Yeah, and that's not
that
even...
was totally different.
Yeah, that one was awful.
Then we did Sweet Oblivion. We had like the Mayor talking in it, and it just didn't work. We scrapped it before we even mastered it. It was like, and you remember how the first Mayor was, where it was like all epic, and it sounded like I was going through a fucking...
Yeah, we had the microphone going through the weird sounds.
Yeah,
on
the weird
guitar
pedal. We had like some Dr. Seuss noises going through it. It was cool. It's a really cool song, but we couldn't use it. What else did we do that we couldn't use? There was several times I recorded the Vingar song.
Yeah, he recorded the Vingar song many times.
But I'm glad that I did it, because at first it would have been like this droney, grunge, stoner metal song with kind of...
It was like, hello, my name
yeah, kind of screaming
is
vocals. But then
Vingar.
I started learning more guitar, and I was like, you know what? It'll sound better if I sang it like a country song. So that's kind of how the evolution of that song came. Like, some of the stuff we didn't scrap, we just turned it in, we just kept the idea and changed it around or rearranged things.
Yeah, and the song The End on the album was originally made for a video game concept album we were working on at the same time.
It was called The Quest.
Yeah, it was originally called The Quest, and it was just this Irishy kind of song, and
It was a little fun Celtic instrumental we did
and
in like an hour. We did it in like an hour, and then
we just wanted to use it as the motif for Cheddarpon.
Yeah, but we broke off from recording this. Like we
really
so
only recorded it. We recorded a couple songs.
Yeah,
2009, a handful of songs.
I don't think we did anything in 2009.
No, I think we did. One or two. Because
I remember X the Bridge Troll.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, the Bridge Troll was a different song too. That one was pretty bad also.
Yeah.
But in 09 we recorded a handful, because they were finished after we sent that CD to that guy. And then we almost had a record deal. Our dad hooked us up with a dude who lives in Wales, and he wanted like a little 5-track CD, so we burned it.
No, he wanted like one song, and we gave him 6.
Yeah. So
because we're like, if I'm spending $30 on shipping, you're gonna get more than one song.
Seriously. And so I wrapped it. We didn't have a case to put the CD in to send this guy.
We wrapped it in a Best Buy bag.
FYE bag.
FYE.
We just grabbed the disc, wrapped it in a fucking FYE bag, and sent it on.
And like 3 months later, we finally get a response. And
yeah, dude,
I was thinking maybe since we put it in such a shitty package, he's not gonna give us shit. But then he actually said, I want to use razor blade shampoo, put it on a compilation disc and have that rotating around. and get your name out there. We'll meet in February.
Yeah, February of
Then he dies on
2010.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, then he dies on Thanksgiving of 2009. So all those plans went out the window. That really sucked.
That was, at that moment, we just kind of
Yeah, after
stopped.
that, it kind of killed it, and we just kind of stopped.
Said, fuck Cheddarpon, I moved.
Yeah, he
I moved
moved.
out, and then I just started trying my own thing. I still tried to write for Cheddarpon, but it just wasn't coming.
Yeah,
to
he really stuck with the Cheddarpon while I moved on to doing a shitload. I wanted to explore myself musically, because at this point, before anything Cheddarpon, the only stuff I had recorded was a bunch of shitty heavy metal crap. And that's really all I knew how to play back then, was just heavy metal crap. And a very small handful of songs that you can find on the Reverb Nation account. But after Zach moved out, I wanted to explore myself musically, so I started listening to a lot of different styles of music and really paying attention to folk and country, and I explored jazz a little more, and I started doing all the Monster and the Family shit. So like from
At that point, I started going into other musical genres too. I remember, like, we were doing Cheddarpon, but I was just stuck. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I
like
felt stuck too. I was like, what does this
90s,
kind of sound like?
2009, I just went in the studio, and one day, like maybe 2 hours, I recorded that one song that was like about having sex and the chick making me sandwiches and shit. I don't even remember.
Hey baby,
Yeah.
this ain't a test. Yeah, I remember that. It was like
Yeah, it was cool
sounded
until
like
I
Queens of
started
the Stone
screaming.
Age.
It was cool until I started screaming.
Yeah, he kind of sounded like Beck with his voice.
Beck of the Stone Age.
And so that's when I started working on the Christmas album, because I was like, I just want to do a goofy Christmas album. Like, I had this idea of a compilation album, sort of making fun of compilation albums, only like have a couple friends do some songs, which were the songs David did, have some other friends on songs, and they would be different bands. So like I would do Monster and the Family songs, there was the Smoke Dogs song, there was the Trip Squad songs, and then David stuff, and then we had a couple Sticky Middle Finger ones we
had
did.
one Sticky Middle
Two.
Finger.
Man, we had the Tribal Christmas and the Too Tall's Lonely Christmas.
Now I remember it was
And then
like,
Zach does background vocals on the Trans-Siberian Orchestra
I
parody.
forgot about that. But I remember I had the idea of a Tribal Christmas song for like 3 years before I even thought of what it would sound like.
Dude, like even on my Facebook memories just like a day or two ago, it was like 2010, I post, or 2011, I'd make a post talking about back on the Christmas album, anybody got any ideas? And you like commented on there saying, I got an idea, it's gonna be like Jocko, African Christmas.
That's right, that's right.
But now when I listen to it, I'm like,
Doesn't sound like Jocko.
doesn't sound like Jocko.
I don't even remember saying Jocko.
So yeah, we did our separate shit. Then that's when Johnny came in the picture, and he wanted to do this country band with me,
Yeah, I
him,
kind
and
of like
Rob.
floated on.
Yeah, Zach
I did my own thing when that dude was around.
Yeah. And finally we fired Johnny and finished the Christmas album, and then instantly after that, like when me and Zach went and did those 2 Sticky Middle Finger songs for the Christmas album, we started talking about going back to Cheddarpon, and Zach had a bunch of brand new ideas, and
I was better.
yeah, we were
better
both
musicians.
better than what we were.
I
5
spent more
years
time.
before.
I spent more time on string instruments than drums. He spent more time on keys and drums. So
Yeah.
it was just perfect combination.
Yeah, because originally it was like he was just on drums.
I had guitar and I kind of knew bass, but nowhere near where I'm at now.
Yeah, and I could not play drums worth a fuck. And I could play the bass and the guitar and a little bit of piano, just barely to get fucking by. And like that's one of the positive things I can say about Johnny, is that like he made me a better pianist.
Pianist.
Because
He made you a better pianist.
he was a pretty good piano player, and I was like,
Josh
I need
made
to
you
get
a better
better than
lead
you.
player.
Yeah, Josh made me a better lead guitarist because I'd never played lead until we met Josh. Because like when Josh first came around back in the day, I'm like, damn, like it's gonna be stupid if we're both just playing the same rhythm.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna
But
fiddle
that
with
was one cool
strings till I hear
thing
something.
that Josh was around, because when you'd be at work, he'd be down there in the basement with me. We'd
Helping
jam
Zach get
all
better.
fucking day. We came up with songs together. Like, I
I'd come
remember being
home.
so hyped to be like, dude, we got this new song. It's called Echoes. Starts off really slow, then it goes raw.
Shit was pretty tight.
It was awesome.
So then, in 2013, right after I started having my fucking panic attacks and I quit smoking weed, we went back and we recorded Maggie the Maggot.
Yeah, that was the
And-
only one we recorded that year.
Yeah, but that's
And
also...
I remember saying I wanted to sound like 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, it wound up sounding like The Residents meets Ween. Like, that's how it always is with us. We're like, we come in there with an idea of like, we want it to sound like this.
But I
And
wanted
then-
it to be like an industrial kind of song, and then you put on this little cheesy 80s beat, don't. And I'm like, all right, let's go with it. And then we just started doing all the... Yeah, at that point, I was like, I don't want every song to sound like this.
Yeah,
We
man,
already
we're-
had the intro that kind of sounded like that.
But that's also when you showed me the country version of the Vingar song.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And then we came up with the most of the lyrics for the grand celebration of the
Yeah,
Cheddarpon King. Like
yeah.
that's when we came up with those. But then Stas and I went ahead. We fucking got rid of that shitty ass house. Like that was the last thing ever recorded in that studio was Maggie the Maggot. And then we moved in with Zach for a couple months before we found this place.
Still
And-
talking about Cheddarpon. But at that point, when we came up with lyrics for the grand celebration, I had said that I want the quest to be the theme. Like, just change it up a little bit, rearrange it, but let that be the theme. Every now and then you hear that song come back. Like, in Tommy or in The Wall, Quadrophenia, you hear certain...
I mean, when
things
you do a concept
come back.
album or a rock opera, you gotta have a badass fucking musical motif that you call back to. Like, you just have to. Like,
I mean, it's like the theme, like in a movie,
thick as a brick.
like the Simpsons theme. Like everything needs a theme song. That is just what became Cheddarpon's theme song. Because it was the only thing that we did that we just... I was looking at it like, it's great melody. And we're almost done with Cheddarpon. We already have this foundation here, so let's work off of that.
And so then
I came over here.
we moved here
And I went
last
through-
summer.
the summer of 2000. It was actually beginning of that 2013. No, 14. No,
Yeah, it was like the beginning of last year.
beginning of last year. Okay.
So like early June.
Early June, that's right. Okay, so I went through 2 girlfriends and still finished Cheddarpon. Like that was my priority at that point. Like I want to have this done. So I would come over here every
Just about
Monday.
every day, man.
Every Monday or Tuesday would be my days off, and I would come on Saturday. And we would fucking rock it out.
Yeah, that was like the most
3
focused
songs.
we ever were in the studio together. Like we'd come in there and we'd spend hours like, okay, here's the song we're gonna work on. What are the lyrics? We'd do the lyrics, then we'd start recording it, and
There's like a 40-minute intro to the album.
yeah, what this talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, gotta give the story, man. And so like we nailed them, and to me, a lot of them there's a bunch of them I like from back in the day that are on this album, but to me the ones that we recorded here are like the best ones on the album. Like
Yeah.
you could hear
You can hear the difference.
like how John even mentioned like some of the songs sound raw, some of the songs sound really polished. I like that because it tells me where we were and what we were gonna evolve into. Like this one
I
album.
do want to say this, Mr. Frizzleby. I believe I was playing. I know I was playing drums to a.
Stones Over Pilots, I think.
No. It's worse. What's the Bare Naked Ladies?
Oh yeah.
It was either 1 week or It's All Been Done. It was
'Cause
one
back
of
in
those.
the
I was
day,
playing,
man.
like, I would put headphones on and just jam to the drums of a song.
That was like his metronome.
Yeah, that was my metronome.
But yeah, so let's just fucking
Let's get into it.
get into this shit. Alright, the track 1 is the Cheddarpon Forest. Yeah, this is a 2008 song.
2009.
2009? We came up with this. It was,
We had to do it twice. I don't know why.
yeah, we got the outtake somewhere on here, but this started off, the idea for this started off as like, I was just trying to annoy everybody one night, and so I was in the kitchen just going, "Whoop," making weird noises, just like I was a frog or something, or like an insect. And then I was like, dude, we need to do this where it's like, you know, when you see a forest at night, or like the rainforest, you hear all the different animals and birds and shit. Like, we need to do that for the parasites and the insects and shit. So like, you got, just picture a forest of pubes and just think of all these noises as like all of the parasites on her body doing their mating calls and shit.
And this was my idea, right here.
This is the mare song from last year, the one that replaced the original.
Like, I still wanted the claps and have like like he's walking up there. Everyone's proud. Everyone's excited to see the mayor's new announcement.
Yeah, the mare's coming down. All the crabs are looking at the mare.
He's got a nice ass.
Yeah.
And then this, you know what that was influenced by? What's that one song from Rocco's Modern Life?
Oh yeah, that one song from You Can't Do That on Television.
Yeah, that's it. But that was on Rocco's Modern Life too, right? Or
Yeah, it was like the Fatheads theme song.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically in the story, this is where all the crabs are just kind of gathering.
You notice
around.
that we have 3 intros before a real song?
Technically. All the crabs are gathering around. The mayor's walking down the stairs to talk to them. And then it goes into, like, to me, the big, probably the first real song on the album.
Does he even make an announcement in this?
No.
Oh, why did we not do that? God damn it.
Oh well. But yeah,
God
this is like the first real song. It's like the crabs are singing about their day-to-day life.
Yeah, I remember when we were thinking of this and then we only had like half of it, and I said, dude, this is what we gotta do. We started writing it just over and over and over. And I was thinking of the most grossest things I could think of. Like, we drink water from the yellow stream or something.
Yeah, they get their
something
water
about the
from
clitoris.
the clitomizer.
The clitomizer. We get our water from the clitomizer.
And
It's a grand scrotical.
the lyric about we get new migrants from the follicle swing.
That's when she's
basically when
fucking somebody.
She's fucking a dude, and like other crabs from his pubes are like swinging onto hers. That shit is so fucking funny.
But I remember when I came up with that line, our life is gay and it's never Grammy, you're like, you can't say gay. I said, it means happy. Like, it's kind of like a theme song from back in the day. The Flintstones are gay. They'll have a gay old time.
So I don't even remember objecting to that.
You did. You did.
But yeah, she has her period. Their yellow river runs red.
Yeah, I love that line. He'll plug it, we hope, with a big cotton stump.
Yeah, so basically to them, God is dumping up the Red River. And that's when the razor blade's coming down and she's shaving and all that. Originally we were going to have like screams and a shower.
You know,
running.
originally Vingard's name was Vinegar.
Was it?
Yeah. Or Vinegard. It was Vinegard.
Damn, I don't even remember that.
It was Vinegard. I remember that. And I was trying to change it up, and I was like, no, Vingar. That's just different. Even the way I spell it.
But this is like the first.
This is the first song.
This is a 2008 song. This is Razor Blade Shampoo, the one I was talking about that. Like as if
Hell, you have
Master
a
Splinter
solo
was
performance
singing.
of this on our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I do.
Cheddarpon has
I'm just using the accordion sound from the old Casio. But I was stoned as shit, just like, what are the crabs seeing as she's fucking shaving and shampooing her junk?
Could you imagine if that dude hit us up now and we sent him the whole album? I wonder what song he would pick.
But I love this chorus.
Shave with your might. You've got a nasty parasite. Your name is Lillian, but Lily will do. Everyone is gone. There's a blade.
Then we got the country song.
Yeah, so the next one is the Vingar song that went through many changes.
Many changes. It went from being, like I said, a fucking
Like a grunge song.
grunge stoner metal song with growling vocals to this.
Hello, my name is Vingar. But yeah, so now it's a fucking.
I still kind of want to record that version. This version.
So I'm playing spoons,
Bass.
Zach is singing and playing guitar.
I think I did a double track too.
Yeah, you're doing double on guitar and overdubbing on the vocals too.
I remember everyone first heard this and they're like, "That's you?"
Yeah, they're like, that doesn't sound like you, Zach.
I've been doing, like, at this point, I've already practiced this over and over and over until I actually got to record it. That was all new. And you like this part, like I never played this part for you.
Where do I go? I said to the northern woods, you're wrong.
You're like, hell yeah, that part's cool.
Up in the northern woods.
But this is a part of the story right here is where Vingar first leaves the crotch area, and this woman's so nasty she has a happy trail. Like,
She has a flea. The flea is telling him what to do.
yeah, she has fleas all over her body. So he meets these fleas at like her waist region.
And why it sounds country is because it's in the south of her body.
And so
I really don't know where this part fits in.
right now,
This is the song I did the what's it called drums on?
the Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies. Drums.
This is another 2008 song. Is it gonna
I think
play?
it's I met you. Yeah, that's
Before the West was won.
yeah, those are the drums. That's
The way this song happened is Zach had recorded the drums, and I didn't touch it for like a month.
dude, I had like 5 or 6 recorded drum tracks that you did nothing with.
But yeah, I went in one morning, did this bass riff, and smoked a lot of weed, and I just came up with this botfly character, Mr. Frizzlebee, and like he's just singing to Vingar. Like this is like Vingar's just leaving the north, like going up to after he meets the fleas, and the botfly flies over there and lays its eggs inside her skin. And he's just telling Vingar, you know, he's just like, I saw what happened and shit. And fucking, the world knows
What is
the
it?
devastation
Who's it
of
telling when he
Cheddarpon.
says, when my eggs hatch, they'll be eating your brain?
Well, my name is Mr. Frizzlebee.
He's like kind of explaining what his eggs do if he were to lay them anywhere.
Deep within your skin.
This shit was improv, man. I did not write these lyrics.
There was one line where you called Cheddarpon Vingar.
Yeah.
I hear Vingar was a thriving city.
But yeah, so
And then your excuse for that was, he goes, well, I hear Vingar, it was a thriving city.
Like, I
that's
hear
not what you
Vingar.
said.
say twas. I hear Vingar, 'twas a thriving city.
So Mr. Vingar,
I like to disguise my shittiness,
find a new home.
but
There would have been no way we could have re-recorded this. I mean, I can do the drums down, but I don't know if you can
I don't even remember that bass riff.
just listen to it.
I don't even remember how I did it, man. Don't even remember. And this is one of the few songs that actually has cuss words in it too. But that's because I was improvising the shit.
Down in the Crotchtopia. Rice vegetation.
And right here you were channeling your B-52s.
Yeah.
Shaved hair!
Yeah, nice vegetation over there, and now it's gone. Shaved hair.
Shaved hair, baby! Shaved hair! Like, if they were to do this, if B-52s did Cheddarpon, I would please, I would love it for y'all to do a reunion and cover this whole album.
So this is Maggie the Maggot. Mr. Frizzlebee's eggs have hatched, and so this is Maggie the Maggot.
I challenge you, B-52s, all proceeds will go to donations.
And this song I think is just weird for weirdness' sake.
But it was supposed to be a Nine Inch Nails kind of song that turned into like Ween on opium. It turned into the pod Ween. Ween the pod.
Yeah. This is like seriously like some fucking Vapod Ween shit.
We weren't even high that day.
Yeah, because I quit smoking weed at this point.
Remember I came over in my badass yellow submarine shirt.
That thing is gone.
One of those, like I said, one of those fucking girlfriends took it. God damn it. That's the thing, man. When you're single and you got girlfriends coming around, they take your shit. They take your shit. Goddamn pillowcases and clothes and shit. Man, at least it wasn't a television. But I know one
I'm
left
breaking up with you. I'm taking your TV. I don't
one
have
left
one.
one left in HDMI cable when I gave it with me. So there's that.
Trade. But yeah, so the next one, this is Fungi and Fungus.
This went through a lot of changes.
Yeah, this originally started off.
It's the Nursery Boys.
We wanted them to be rappers to begin with, but we had this thing we used to do called the Nursery Boys. It was like a Beastie Boys parody, but we would rap nursery rhymes Beastie Boys style. So we'd
It
be
was
like
fun.
Humpty Dumpty,
Sat on a wall,
Humpty Dumpty,
had a great fall,
all the king's horses
and all the king's men.
couldn't put Humpty back together again. And like, we did that on the original one, and it sucked.
Well, it was all right until the second half when we just like lost it.
Yeah, that's the only word we had, and like the rest
Little
of it
Miss
was
Muffin.
sat on a tuffet.
Yeah.
Eating her
But this
curds
one,
away.
I remember recording these drums when Joey was at the house Christmas 2012. So we waited 2 years before we actually did something with these drums.
Yeah, because I had all the music. All the music was finished for like 2 years before we came over here and recorded it, the vocals.
And then I remember we each wrote the lyrics for this, and sitting down like, I remember while we were recording, I was like, it's not gonna sound right if I rap and you rap. You need to come up with 2 different rap voices, and I'll do it through a fucking voice thing.
Yeah, I got this old Halloween voice changer, so that's what Vingar's voice sounds like. That's the voice of Vingar. And so
That's his rap voice. And I remember telling Travis, I want this to be like a conversation. I want the two rappers.
they're like these mushrooms. They're just fungus that live
Yeah,
up
she's got
around.
fungus on her. And I want the fungi to have a conversation with Vingar. And that's how that, like, it took years to fucking actually sit down and figure out what they're gonna say.
Yeah, this is like,
And the bridge troll, I had the lyrics and the idea of what the bridge troll was, like a couple of lines, and then Travis just went fucking nuts with it.
yeah, because
Is this the one where I play drums?
Oh, on the bridge troll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Finally, the drummer actually gets to drum.
Because like right here, well, this you drumming too. In fact, you drummed on all of them. Yeah. Frizzle
Okay, I
Bee.
did this. Oh, yeah, Frizzlebee.
Well, that's actually like the first
Northern
one.
Woods and Razorblade doesn't have drums. You did Great Celebration. There's no drums on these two either. I
But
just
anyway,
wanna say, like, the
so,
first
like,
time you get to hear like the
The fun guy are telling Vingar how crazy the bridge troll is, and the reason it's a bridge troll is Lillian has a belly button ring, and that's the bridge, and she has this sentient belly button lint.
Yes, I
And,
remember coming up with that.
And he like just controls that whole area, and he just likes to fuck with people. So basically, Vingar meets him, and
If you want to pass the troll, you gotta fuck him.
yeah, and so the
Yeah.
bridge troll just drugs Vingar, fucks him.
Gives him a hot Cosby.
Yeah, gives him a hot Cosby. And so I tried to just come up with like the most sick kind of lyrics. Unlike
Oh, I remember both of us wrote these lyrics. Like, there's some lines where I was like something about it's fitted in, or I don't know.
gotta go deep in your taint.
butt sex.
Oh, what's my name?
But I remember after you recorded this, I was like, dude, why do you sound like Oogie Boogie?
Yeah, my whole idea was I was channeling like the Oogie Boogie song from Nightmare Before Christmas. And but yeah, we did piano, acoustic bass, drums.
Did I play the bass? That's you?
Yeah.
I remember I played the acoustic bass on a lot of these, but there was one where I played the real, or the electric bass.
But yeah, I probably did 50 takes of these vocals because it got to where I was thinking more about all of the oohs and shit in between the words that like I would fuck up and not remember my next line.
Yeah, you went over this vocals a lot.
Yeah, this one took me a while to fucking finish.
Try it, it's good.
Yeah, I've had this. I like some blueberry shit.
You know, it's much better in a glass with an orange.
Yeah.
It's fucking delicious, man.
But yeah, the bridge
Oh,
troll.
the Cracked Canyon! Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Bridge Troll is like one of my favorite characters on the album, and so if we ever were to do a sequel, he'd have to be in there again.
My favorite one is Mr. Glue. I remember I came up, we'll talk about that one when it comes up.
So
But I love that we had an intro to it.
yeah, so like, once the Bridge Troll drugs him, he's just like, fuck this. And so like, he just takes Vingar to Lillian's asshole, and that's the Crack Canyon. And
I remember I had the guitar part and just the oh-ohs, or the harmony.
oh yeah, the oh.
Yeah, I had that.
Then we wrote the lyrics. And we finished it in about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, probably less than that. Hell, some of these were in one take.
Yeah.
I know that the very last song, maybe not the quest or the theme song, but the one where it was just me on guitar and you singing, that was in 2 takes. The first time you stumbled on some words, so we redid it, and it just sounds so badass.
So yeah, Vingar wakes up. She's farting. What is it? Warm wind blows like fire. Vines on the walls reach out like fingers. That's hair in her ass crack. Damn it. Oh,
And I
yeah.
like that we're not even on key here.
I mean, we're on key, man. Like, I'm going low and you're going high.
It still doesn't sound right. In my ears, I don't like hearing my voice singing sometimes when I do shit like that. There's a
Yeah. like total fuck up. Because when I was doing my vocals, I totally forgot we were doing the ah thing before the next verse, and I tried to say my next line, but then remembered, oh shit. And so I was like, leave it in, because it just sounds weird.
There's that one time where like cars go by and there's a dog and Bela starts barking. We're like, yeah, leave it in, leave it in, leave it in. It's great.
God. So the next one.
The next one I want to give an intro on this one because I remember coming home from work and saying, all right, there's got to be a song where the butthole sings.
Butthole sings.
If this is on a body, I want the butthole to sing. And I wanted to sound like a 1970s punk rocker, a la fucking Sex Pistols.
Yeah, it was like, and it was just a total metaphor. You can look at the song as if it's a dude who's just an asshole and he's like, don't fuck with me. But then at the same time, it's really an asshole talking about how he doesn't like to be fucked.
Yeah, it's butt cheeks.
Like, I've always pictured if we were to, when we ever do the music videos for this, it would have to be like Clutch Cargo. It would be a picture of an asshole, and you got your lips through a hole. You know what I mean? Well, I trying to fuck. Don't stop now. I don't need a hug.
And then you have him like puke out some brown shit
Yeah.
with some
Squirt
corn.
out some chocolate milk and corn. Oh shit! But this is like this is a 2008 song.
But it was perfect.
Yeah, this is perfect. This one rocks.
I mean, even the higher pitched vocals kind of,
Yeah,
even though it
yeah.
throws it off. If you heard if you heard 3 minutes of it, it would piss you off. It being a minute long, it's perfect.
Yeah, that was some crazy
This
shit.
is another intro.
So this, he gets sucked into the butthole.
yeah.
So just imagine a crab walking around on the bowels of this woman, and we're shaking water bottles because this is where he meets the butt pirates, who happen to be tapeworms.
And I remember everyone judging us when we wrote a song called "The Butt Pirates."
Yeah.
Like,
We're like, what are you, a bunch of gays? No, dude, we're tapeworms.
yeah, really, dude. Like, did you even listen to the words before the chorus? You're an idiot.
It is like, this is so cool because it sounds like we got that fucking marching kind of pirate beat going on. Doing
Well, it's the same as the beat I came up with for the original song almost.
Yeah. And then we're doing, there's the motif of the Cheddarpon theme, only in minor key, on the accordion sound. And we're fucking shaking that water bottle and just make it sound like some water, dude. It just sounds so gnarly.
Dude, that's awesome. That is a word that is not in my vocabulary. I use the voice again.
Hey, so basically, Vingar's just drowning it in shit at this point.
Shit and wild.
And so the butt pirates take him aboard, and we get a song called The Ballad of Brown
The Ballad of Brownbeard was one of my favorite ones from back in the day.
Beard. Yeah, this is a 2009 song.
Like, honestly, out of all the ones, this and the Glute, or Mr. Glute, and Razor Blade Shampoo were my favorites from back in the day. Because they seem more complete, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even at the end of this one,
It's more structured, and it's
Yeah.
not bullshitting like the.
like all
Well,
our...
not that. That's very structured, but I mean like how Frizzleby is, where it's
Yeah.
just me just bullshitting.
Like the lyrics in this, everything is, the lyrics are perfect, even the way we end it. It's perfect. Like, I don't want to re-record this, there's no reason to. I mean, yeah, some of the levels are off, very off, especially at the beginning where you raise the levels
Yeah,
up.
you hear me raise the vocals up, and
No reason. It doesn't need to be, but
but
it'll sound good live, I guess. One day.
But I mean, I love the lyrics that I wrote because you have like pirate references to tapeworms, like we're gonna harvest the booty, we're gonna fucking plunder the land from what is it, from under. It's so stupid, but it just works.
We have as many followers as we do tracks.
Just about.
Just about. And we're following 4 more people than they're following us. You people suck.
And so, like, I did a little tapeworm research.
My vocals are a little lower because I was using one of those shitty ass microphones. That was before Dad got us the press microphone.
But like I was doing tapeworm research, and I found where apparently tapeworms will crawl up to your mouth and like lick the sugar off of your lips while you're sleeping. And so this is where basically the tapeworms just take Vingard to the top of her mouth.
That's where Vingard is now.
And because he wants to go to the Twin Mountains.
We had some ideas for some songs about Vingard being in the mouth and the teeth and the tongues and like plaque and shit talking to him and shit. We're already like 20 something songs into this.
Yeah. So this is where they drop them off at her mouth.
That happens on the director's cut.
They drop them off on the mouth and they're leaving. They're saying their goodbyes. And so now Vingard, he doesn't know where to go, so he's crawling up her head. Like this whole point where you just got this, the more...
Oh yeah, he was growing up.
Yeah, like
there was gonna be another song about the nose and shit.
And boogers and shit.
Boogers, yes. There was gonna be another song about that, but then we were like, alright, fuck all that.
Just goes to the hair.
Just have Maggie the Maggot or Margaret the Fly, because that's what she is now.
Well, that happens after the next song. Because this is when he meets the lice.
Where you go now?
Yeah.
I didn't like that one, I'm sorry.
Fucking,
It never... I didn't feel that one.
I like it. But like...
It sounds like a Queens of the Stone
It does, man.
It does.
Like, the only reason that song started was because I had that weird sound on the guitar, and I was just sitting there going, doodle doodle doodle, doodle doodle doodle. I'm like, I want to make a song with that. And then I went and started doing the drums. And then I just wrote these lyrics for it. But like, so Vingard, he's crawling up the head.
I'm sorry, but it almost, because that was written, or you recorded that in 2010, I feel like it was almost a forced Cheddarpon song.
Now, I recorded that in 09, man.
I thought it was 10. But the
In
lyrics,
010, I didn't do any
like it almost felt like the lyrics, except for when you said the Twin Mountains, like had nothing to do with, like it had a lot to do with it.
No, the lyrics have a lot to do with it because it's talking about how the land you live on is dead. Like, this is the lice hammering it in Vingard that the body is dying and that he just needs to go because there's nowhere else to go.
I don't know why I didn't like it then.
So that's what's happening. He's crawling up her face, gets over there. Go ahead and play. This is Where Will You Go Now? And it's probably one of the heavier
solos.
Yeah, this just be.
It's very noisy after, like that's why I like the transition into it though, because it's very soft and melodic, and then it's just like, yeah. And I do like the way you say nipple. Nipple! Oh yeah, that's a Queens of the Stone Age shit.
Yeah. Like this one that I always forget that I like until I hear it. You know what I mean? And
I don't like the lead.
I like
some of the
I just
lead.
like the doodle-doodle-doo.
Everything you ever had was
Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. I will say around the end you kind of like lose it, where it's like, where will you go now, Vingard?
Yeah, I get.
Where will you go?
Dude, I even like when I mixed it down. See, I like this.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
Like you went nowhere with it.
Yeah, I went nowhere with it.
You could have went somewhere, but you were just like,
I wasn't good
I only
enough.
have one good part.
I wasn't.
I don't
good
have
enough.
an ending. I have the beginning. There's no middle or end. This is
So this is the lice just telling him, there's fucking nothing else here for you, man. It's time to go. Sound like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Sucks it took you 3 minutes to get to it. Well, a minute and a half. You still have no ending to it.
Yeah, it just then I just do it again. Like, dude, this was to me like next to back in 09 or whatever, next to the Hail Cannabis song, this was like my other favorite song that I played drums on when I was first
Drums
learning.
are good, but your guitar sucks. It's good. You have a good melody and a rhythm or whatever you're doing there, but it sounds like an idea that was never finished. I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it at all. I would say this if this was fucking.
I think the song
Green
just
Day.
goes on too long.
That I will say, it drags on.
Because the reason it goes too long is because I just like that shit. Like that's why it goes on so long. Because I was like not willing to stop doing that.
And then this.
Yeah, so then we get to Circle of Life. This is Vingar's crying because he has nowhere to go now. And
Why play bass on this?
yeah. And
This
Maggie
is the song I said that, like, I fucking praised you on drums. It's like, dude, you sound like you're channeling your Keith Mooney.
But like, this is Maggie the Maggot grown up now. She's Margaret the Fly. And there's this idea of Lily has this ringworm on her back. And that she's always scratching it.
What's that shit called?
Some weird sound effect on the phone.
No, what was it?
I don't even know, man.
God damn it.
Some weird
It's those things.
theremin
Yeah,
noise.
it's a theremin. That's a theremin.
But like-
It's a digitized theremin on my phone.
In the story, there's a legend of this ringworm. They call it where God's hand rakes the land because she's always
There's a
scratching.
place by the shoulder that no one speaks of.
If you go there, you'd only just get flicked off her body, so no one ever comes back. But yeah, this is like the little jam. I really like this song.
You'll never return.
Kinda sounds like Fish right now.
Yeah, it's very fishy.
Yeah.
Tim loves that part. It's like, why did he even have to say that? But it works. I said, yeah, it does. Where you're like, yeah!
There's a place by the shoulder, oozing with us.
I'm more disappointed with the drums on this one. I like the drums better on the reprise version.
I love everything better on the reprise because we actually got to re-record some things we've done before, but do it different. Like we weren't trying to recapture what we've already done, just a reprise. Like that was my whole idea. Like I wanted. All right, the idea came from Green Day doing their 10-minute songs that they weren't reprises of all of the songs, but the initial idea was to do it in that kind of structure with the
I love this solo.
like what is it? South Park. Their La Resistance. That was the one that I wanted, like where it reprised every song in the entire album. Like when I heard that, or when I came up with the idea, I remembered the South Park song was like, that's what I want around the end of my album. I wanted to say, but it didn't kind of come out like I heard it in my head.
Yeah,
Like in my head, I heard it where every song was being played at the same time, almost like in the South Park song. I wanted to be like that, just Cheddarpon, but how we did it fucking works. How we did it was more structured, like Green Day or the Who did a 10-minute song.
So next, this is the Race to the Circle medley. Basically,
It's a 10-minute song with all the reprises.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Basically,
Just killed me.
Vingar is flying on Margaret the Fly now, trying to get there, and like all the characters get a final word before it's all over. We get a reprise of the Cheddarpon King song.
I like the reprise of the Vingar song. Northern Woods. And I liked it because we got to have Vingar sing on this part.
Yeah.
Instead of saying Vingar, I said I.
Yeah.
I left Cheddarpon to find a new home.
And he's doing it in that weird voice changer.
I
deal.
love this though.
Yeah, this is like the
Break
most
that shit.
the most hipster we get.
This is hipster as fuck.
I did drums on here. We did stomps.
I just love that. It's perfect.
And then Bridge Stroll gets another song.
Yeah, I wasn't even here for this one.
Here I am again. Ooh, my name was X, and my game was X, and he was first in line, and ooh, his ass was fine. I was lonely, I needed a lay, until a little crab came marching my way. He said his name was Vigar, would you let me pass? I bumped him up on X, and I tore up his ass. Ooh, I left him hanging by, an ass named Mr. Glooch. I'll tell you why I did, but the point is moot. Ooh,
Scat!
Mr. X is God in his game. He gonna
See,
do it.
fuck you, YouTube. You can't fucking flag this shit because we did it.
Wherever you go, just know
They have my
I
Dancing Word song music video flag because they can't fucking. It's like it might be from some music that's made. I'm like, I've emailed them and shit several times saying this is my song. I play every instrument on this song. I wrote this song.
What did they say?
They haven't said nothing.
Bastards. I love this.
I almost think this goes on a little too
It
long.
does. It goes on way too fucking long. But I remember when I came up to you, I said, I want the reprise for his.
It sounds like a church choir.
Yes.
That's the butthole singing again.
I love how it's just so. Everything is different on it. Not one thing sounds the same. That's what I like about my albums, variety. Kenny got one of those. What? Wallet cases?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's cool, but I wouldn't put my money in cards. I would have one because I think that it's cool. Like your phone is in a book and all that shit. That's really cool. That's the best case I could ever think of possible. But I wouldn't. I'll put like reminders and shit in the pockets and stuff. I don't know about ID. Where's it gonna go? I lost my phone in a goddamn Mexican restaurant in Auburn. That's where it's gonna go. Notice how when I first got my last phone, I bought a case for it as soon as I got it. The screen never fucked up. I got this one, and now I'm like,
Fucked it up like a week or two later.
no, it was about a month. It was about a month. I already bought my next payment and all that. And it fucked it. Like now I'm used to it. It sucks. It looks ugly as fuck, but I'm like, I'm not buying a new phone. Not right now.
Yeah, so the butt piracy again. And in the editor, I kind of sped it up a couple just to give it a
I don't even
weirder.
really hear it.
Yeah, I don't really hear it either. Like I know that it's sped up because I did it.
Like I can't remember what the original says. See that line, there's nothing left but food. When you die, release all your bowels. Thank you, South Park. You inspired a lot of this album. There's the
That was
dog
the
bark.
dog barking. That was the dog barking. Like the dog bark comes in like with the beat of the music.
Oh, the reprise of this. Yeah!
But I like this one a little better.
Yeah, it's louder.
Yeah, it's louder. It's got more power to it. The drums to me are better. Yeah, I'm just like.
You were killing it. The only thing I did on both of them was the theremin and bass. I played a theremin on my phone.
There's nothing growing here. I see the mayor who shouting, you gotta be prepared for oblivion, for oblivion.
string bass. I was only using one string.
So this is a very anticlimactic end to the Bone Bear story, but it's funny because it's like they're here on the ringworm, and she just smashes him and then flicks old Vingar off. And when you leave the body, basically this living room is outer space on like a whole other planet.
When they say to oblivion, that's what they mean.
Yeah.
Not be flying into nothingness, like outer space. There is gravity, so you will fall. You're not just gonna float there. But I will say I had fun recording this album. Yeah, it took 6 years. And 2 years for us to talk about it on the show.
There it comes. They're about to die.
Got you, Vingar. Like rubber to you.
So now is a reprise of Razor Blade Shampoo. This is explaining like Vingar being flicked off of the body.
Your journey has come to the wasteland, a place that's frequently raked by God's hand.
No, don't come over here.
You and Miss Margaret, betrayed by the mirror, intervened by a squish, God's hand falling there.
Fall.
Run for your life. You, my little parasite.
Like a dog.
Her name was Lillian, but Lily will do. Everyone is gone, wife and child and you, falling ever slowly into the abyss. How could it all be ending like this? Her name was
Yeah, I kind of
Lillian,
thought that you did a
but
reprise of this because we
Lily will
forgot to put it in the reprise.
No, I always wanted it to be a separate
garbage is
reprise.
waiting for you.
So the Garden of Garbage is basically her house, which is Vingar's new home.
And you know
Once
what's
he
funny?
lands.
After we finished this, I said we have to do a trilogy.
I remember originally we wanted it to be a double disc album back in fucking
Yeah.
08, and I remember not even liking that idea.
Yeah.
Being like,
But a trilogy wouldn't be bad.
I have many ideas for a sequel, but I don't know what the third one would be.
He dies. I mean, or maybe in the third one, he finds that his wife and child weren't actually killed. So it's actually a happy ending for Vingar. Because, I don't know, in the structure of something that has a trilogy, I always, for some reason, like the second one best because it's the most tragic one. You know what I mean? Like, I like movies that don't have a happy ending. 7. It's not a sequel or anything, but it just doesn't have a happy ending. Empire Strikes Back. Perfect. Ended on a very sad note.
I mean, this is Cheddarpon tells a complete story.
It does.
But it ends where there's a possibility, where there's more Vingar adventures.
Yeah, that's where we're like kind of deciding on, do we want to go back to it, do a sequel, or do you just want to fuck around and do other shit?
I mean, I want to fuck around and do other shit before I do another Vingar thing.
That's, I mean, like we're doing the emo thing, right?
Yeah.
The emo thing's got to be more structured. Nothing in our comfort zone. We're gonna suck on that album.
Yeah. So the last song, this song is basically depicting her house.
I like this song though, yeah, because it's like random. I have no structure of where I'm plucking the strings. I'm just plucking around. No pick, just finger plucking, finger picking. And your fucking vocals set it off. It just doesn't need anything else. No bass, no drums, no claps, no flutes. It's perfect how it is. And it ends perfect.
And so the final track, this is like technically where the credits roll.
Yeah.
But this is a 2008 song. This is the one that began the Vingar theme motif.
Yeah, this is the one where I was like, we can't just throw that song away. And it's perfect. You were playing on my bass and my guitar, and I was jamming on drums. You were playing your old Casio. This is the only song that my Les Paul comes into on this whole album. Yeah. I know my acoustic was in on a couple of songs, but this is the only one where my bass and my Les Paul are being played. Because it's old shit.
And then like the drums get bigger.
I love this one because it's short enough to not get boring. It's long enough to be epic, and have enough changes in it. It's fucking awesome. I like this. And I always wanted to stay instrumentals. The three lyrics on this would suck.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, so that's fucking.
That was Cheddarpon.
That is fucking Cheddarpon.
Our description of talking, or the intro to this video, is probably longer than us actually listening to it.
But fucking, that's basically the story through our eyes on how we see it and came up with it. But
You
to
can
other
interpret
people,
it any way you want.
Yeah, other people can look at it and be like, well, this is what I think. Because like a lot of people, and this is kind of true, like when you finish an art piece and you put it out there, like it's no longer yours, it's like everybody's.
Mm-hmm.
And so
It's kind of like the poop that took a pee.
I guess it was wiener poop.
It was wiener poop.
But yeah, so we're gonna do the Christmas album next. Fucking talk about that shit because it's almost Christmas.
Last Christmas, Jenny went away, left the barn with a man in a Chevrolet. Well, now I've heard this happens all the time. There's no witnesses to the heinous crime. She's always leaving the bar with anyone she wishes, but now she don't